totally baseless.
Hey, it's Totally Baseless, the podcast that proves that people are not nearly as smart as you think they are. And someone else to prove that that's true is Dan. How you doing?
It's funny because it's true.
And a guy who's not going to tell us any jokes, that's really how he thinks. Dave, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good.
Hey, good. Well, you're definitely doing better than a family in San Jose who, when they called a police officer, Officer Matthew Dominguez, he ended up taking his penis out, started touching it in front of a daughter and a mother. Apparently, he just finished his business there and left after a few minutes. The family reported him, and he is currently being investigated and may be thrown off the force.
Yeah, definitely the schlong arm of the law made an appearance.
You can't get away from it.
He was there with weapons drawn.
Oh, man.
New meaning to the term beat cop, if you will.
He had two batons and took out the smaller one.
Was this one of those instances where maybe the guy thought it was like one of those like stripper cops?
Yeah. Is a strippergram? Yeah. Maybe that was his last
to
job.
remain sexy.
Mother, the father, and the daughter all saw him during this indecent exposure. And apparently he had one hand on himself and one on a counter staring out the kitchen window, and then he just left. So there's not enough Clorox, bleach, or cleaning products to take care of that counter. That place has been wiped clean.
It was a domestic violence call, wasn't it?
Yep.
Maybe he gets off on domestic violence.
Yep. You got a little bit too
Excited.
Personal there. Yeah.
So when you call 911 and say it's an emergency, come quick. Maybe don't say that.
Okay. Yeah. Spell it out.
He's like, how much-
C-O-M-E, quick.
Like, how much faster do you want me to be there? Or
I'm coming as fast as I can.
as I can. Yes,
Yeah.
kind of what I was going for, but I didn't want to say
Yeah.
it. They must have left out a lot, because at one point they're talking about the brother's GPS and they hand him the GPS and then he unzips his pants. Like,
Yeah.
how do you unzip your pants with the GPS in one hand?
There's
I mean,
a
I
lot
don't.
of non sequiturs in the article, for sure.
Yeah,
Well, I think
yeah.
the point where it jumps to him taking his penis out just jumps out of nowhere.
Just like his penis came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, how do you get from like point A to point B in this situation? Well, I guess this calls for me to just whip up my wang.
I'm still trying to figure that out.
I mean, did he miss a day at the academy? He's like, I'm just gonna wing it. I don't know how to handle these calls, so I think this is what needs to be done.
Just gonna wang it?
He just panic masturbated, I guess.
You know, as you do.
If I just do this, maybe they'll all forget about what's going on.
Oh, man.
But they didn't do anything about it from what I read. I guess they just let him finish his business, then let him go along his happy way.
That
and then
seems to
call.
happen with the guy with the gun involved.
Yeah.
They're like, well, what's
Should we say something to him?
yeah? He's got a gun, honey. Let him finish. Apparently, he misunderstood what the body cam was for too. I'm like,
Yeah, right. I mean, I can't believe people are doing these things with evidence right there. There was one body cam one I saw a few months ago where the guy was planting evidence with his body cam on. And of course he got caught.
They didn't tell me this thing was on.
that's what it's for.
Maybe he was planting evidence.
Well, he was planting something. He was sowing some sort of seeds.
Yeah, not of love. Not of love. All right. The direct opposite of this guy is a Lyft driver out of, I can't pronounce this, Catasauqua, Pennsylvania, who kicked out a racist couple from his Lyft. Basically, in 5 seconds, he identified what was going on and kicked them out after they said, hey, you're like a white guy. You're like a normal guy. You speak English. The driver turned around, was obviously surprised. When he started kicking them out, the guy, as part of the couple getting into the Lyft, called him an N-word lover. So this Lyft driver called their number pretty quick and kicked them out. The whole thing's recorded. The link will be in our show notes. The driver says he filed a police report saying that they made a violent threat against them. And he ended up having to wank off the police officer who arrived to take the report.
I'd say he was very quick on the draw to report these people.
Yeah. He wasn't playing around, right? He was not. He's not having anything of it. He probably had an ass full of drunk, racist people already. So he's like, you know what? Turn right around.
That's like the best part, because like most people kind of let stuff like that play out. All right, let's see what's gonna happen. Maybe they didn't mean it. Maybe she kind of. This guy's like,
she's
nope.
drunk or something.
Yeah, where are they going with this? Where exactly is she going with this? Maybe they'll redeem themselves and say something.
I meant something else, right?
Yeah,
I have a
or
black
something.
friend, maybe they'll pull
or
that one
something.
out.
But the guy doubled down when he called him the N-word lover. I'm like,
I
like, just for that, I'm going to prove to you that we are.
I am so racist. You don't even know.
You don't know how racist I am.
Well, that's the awesome part. Is like, how racist are these people that as soon as they get in the car with the white person, they're like, oh, it's cool, right?
He's
They're
one
so
of
racist.
us.
They think everybody else is on that level of racist.
They were probably trying to give him the secret handshake too. Is he really white? Does he know the handshake?
The password is David Duke.
Oh man. Well, for these guys, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, the woman's male companion threatened to punch him in the face because he was kicking them out. He was so angry. And yeah, they were on their way to a Klan rally, maybe, apparently.
We're late for our cross burning.
Maybe that's why they were pissed off. You mean you can't fit this in the back of your Uber?
Yeah. McDonald's is going to leave Russia permanently. They've been closed temporarily since February 24th, the Russian invasion of Ukraine. They said they're going to go ahead and close down all 850 of their stores in the Soviet Union, Russia. So there's going to be no more Big Macs. They have something called beef a la Russe, and they also have something called a McZavtrak, a McBreakfast, and also blinis, but those will be gone forever now. And it's estimated that the Russian lifespan will increase by about 4.5 years as a result of McDonald's leaving Russia.
Yeah, right. Who's really getting the better of this deal, right? The Russian people are like, finally, that's what it took to get rid of this
the
crap.
Russian healthcare system.
So they were closed. They were already closed, right? And the excuse they're giving,
employees are getting paid too.
Yeah, the excuse they're giving is because of the war. I'm pretty sure they got closed down for health reasons, but
yeah.
McMice.
McCrap, but I don't know.
And I think they're making way for their competitor to take over Burger Czar, which will be taking its place.
That would be easier for Burger King to be replaced. They could keep all those crowns. But Burger King is actually going to stay open, they say, because of the way that their franchise agreements are made for their Russian stores.
Yes, because they need the money. They're like, we would close down, but we're broke.
Yeah,
we need the money.
Yeah, the big fish isn't making a big comeback like they thought it would, so we're going to stay open. Also, Putin is a big fan of the Whoppers, so they're like, well, if what Putin wants, Putin gets.
He tells a lot of Whoppers, that's true.
He's a fan of the Whopper. Well, that kind of sounds, you're outing him, I guess.
How so?
I'm just saying that's what it sounded like. I'm not saying that he is. I'm not spreading rumors. I'm not spreading
anything wrong with that.
I'm not. Yeah, exactly. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm not some sort of Ukrainian intelligence official. I heard he's a fan of the Whopper. Wink, wink.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I don't mean McDonald's.
Yeah, they're not the only ones leaving Russia. Coca-Cola, Starbucks, Levi's, which is funny because of the jeans during the Soviet times. That was a big deal to get those. And Apple have left or suspended sales there since the invasion. And the Russians have actually thanked Renault for not making any more French cars or importing them into the country.
You're like, that's what it took to get rid of you guys?
We would have invaded ages ago.
And
Your
then,
surrender mobiles.
yeah, exactly.
Oh man. They have what, 1 gear forward and 7 in reverse? Yeah, both Pepsi Cola and Coca-Cola are leaving as well.
Yeah, so the Russians are making their own soda now. Instead of Coca-Cola, you got Cool Cola.
Like,
Wow.
fine, Ukraine, you can keep your borscht. We got the recipe for this bad boy.
We've got Cool Cola. It's better than Coke. That's like when you were a little kid and you couldn't afford to go eat at McDonald's or go, get the good shoes. You got the knockoffs.
The generic brand?
Yeah, yeah. I got
This
my Cool
Safeway
Cola.
soda is quite good.
Shasta.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, maybe Putin was eating too much McDonald's because there's reports that his health hasn't been doing too well. Now, there's not a lot of information. He has himself closed off. There's been little snippets of videos where his hand has been shaking. And now in a new video, there's speculation because his foot was twitching. And this is a man that likes to show how healthy and manly he is. So any little variance in his health like this is really a contrast to his image as a manly Russian judo fighting, bare shirted, horseback riding leader of the Russian people.
not a
Yeah,
bareback rider of the Russian people.
Yeah. Not the Russian people, a horse. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess now we know what that oligarch was doing with the Jamaican voodoo shaman, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of voodoo dolls in Ukraine that look
Someone-
like Putin.
Someone put the whammy on him.
Well,
Yeah.
start slow though. Just his left foot up first. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah. Wiggle your big toe.
I don't want to use all my voodoo powers.
Yeah.
In case it doesn't work, save some for later.
Well, it's impossible to know for sure without a real exam, but there's some speculation that it's a very bad psychological and physical condition, and he may be very sick. There's speculation that it might be blood cancer, just based on what they're seeing, or some other degenerative kind of disease. Not degenerate disease, which he might also have, actually.
Or he might just need to go to the bathroom really bad if he's just twitching his foot.
He's tapping his toes
Yeah.
quite vigorously.
I shouldn't have had that Cool Cola. Ah.
But if it
32
is some
ounce-
kind of like disease, right? You think like Ukraine was like, damn, let's get McDonald's back in there so we can eat their crap and die faster. Not that McDonald's causes you to die, but
Yeah, don't sue us.
Okay. Help the Ukrainian ones reopen. There's 108 McDonald's in Ukraine that are temporarily shut down.
I like how the same British intelligence spy, I don't remember his first name, but his last name is Steele, was the guy who's saying that this might be true.
the golden showers guy.
Yes, yes. I just remember the last name Steele.
Yeah,
I mean, if with a name like Steele, I guess you have to be a spy, right?
it's Remington Steele. Has that name been taken already?
Yeah, so I mean, take it for what it's worth if it's coming from that guy and the Ukraine intelligence department or whatever they're called.
Oh, I think if it's coming from this Steele guy, he's got a very narrow set of intelligence skills, right? I specialize in Donald Trump pee videos and twitching feet.
Yeah. It's also some sort of fetish thing, right?
Is this a Quentin Tarantino movie?
Yeah.
Twitching feet and golden showers.
All right. Well, with that, we'll transfer over to India. Some Indian parents are suing their son to give them a grandchild or $600,000 in damages for all of the money that they spent raising him, getting him educated, feeding him, and paying about $47,000 for the son to get a pilot license. So he's a successful pilot, 35 years old, and he's been married for 6 years, which the parents say is long enough. They've already waited 6 years for a grandchild. They demand that he reproduce immediately. Beyond a family dispute, they've actually filed a lawsuit to get this money or make their kid have a grandchild.
Essentially, they thought they were raising a racehorse, right?
$600,000 racehorse,
Yeah.
a thoroughbred.
Yeah.
I would be like, you know what? I'll get you your grandchild. Hold on. I ain't giving you $600,000, but you're going to have to raise him. Teach you to.
Yeah. Yeah. In the United States, it's the opposite, right? You always hear these parents like throwing out the deadbeat kids that always want them to raise like their kids for them, and they're suing them for like taking care of their grandkids.
There should be a cultural exchange between American kids and Indian kids. It'd be perfect. We'll give you all the grandchildren you want. You want to take care of them? Enjoy.
It's going to cost you.
So if the son gives him another kid and lets them raise him, that's another 600,000 they're going to have to lay out to raise the grandkid.
Well, then they're going to be suing the grandkid for $1 million too.
Yeah.
They're like, give us a great grandkid or give us $1,200,000. It's just an endless cycle of either wanting grandchildren, great grandchildren, or money.
Yep. The couple is Sandana and Sanjeev Prasad, who say that they have not been reciprocated for the money they paid to raise their son. He says that I've spent my life's earnings on my son's education. We're not getting the love and affection from where we want it the most. So we're going to sue the hell out of him to show how much we love him, apparently.
Because I love you so much, I'm taking everything.
Yeah.
Because grandkids are the ultimate way to show that you love your parents, I guess. Here, take care of this.
Or is it like a status symbol in this part of India? Is that what they're like? Like, we raised you, we sent you to college. You know, the Guptas down the street have 7 grandkids.
Yeah, there's always that comparison, right? The grandparents.
So like they pissed off that like they're not as cool as the neighbors. Oh, we have a big screen TV. Oh, we have 7 grandkids. Or are they pissed off because this guy's like lazy? You had one job. We teed it up for you. You can't even do that.
It doesn't say, maybe they have fertility problems or
they don't like each other.
But if he's not able to come up with the child, he's going to have to come up with the money.
He'll borrow a kid. Here's a grandkid.
I wonder how much, how strongly they would feel about adoption.
Sounds like the plot from a bad 80s movie is what this is sounding like.
I would like to see the guy's parents adopt a grandkid. They completely leave out the middleman. No, he's not your kid. He's our grandkid. We adopted this guy.
Like out of spite?
Yeah. They're like, no, you got nothing to do with this. He's not your child. He's our grandchild.
Is there somewhere like in India now this is going to become like a cottage industry, a grandkid adoption agency?
That's the business to go into.
I think most people just get down to business.
Well, apparently not these two, but
like,
yeah, I wonder if maybe he's gay and this is his beard. A lot of people have had to do that over the years.
How gay can you be? I mean, you have to, right?
That's really the question. How gay can you be?
I'm like, you have to give your parents a grandkid, right? Just
you don't have to.
Well, you have to do it or pay up, right? You've got 2 choices.
You know, I'm going to have to keep track of these people's names and see what happens in the court if it needs to go that far.
Yeah, they're kind of forcing his hand. Just close your eyes and dive right in.
They're trying to force his something.
Yeah, not his hand.
Not his hand. Maybe that's the problem.
He should talk to the
using
cop.
His hand. Yeah. All right, we're going to go from a couple who's dying to be grandparents to a guy who has 41 grandchildren. He's kind of being selfish, hogging them all to himself. This guy, Juan Vicente Perez Mora, is about to be 113 years old on May 27th. And he's reported to be the oldest man in the world. He was born in 1909 and says he couldn't wait till they invented television.
Or at least his wife said she couldn't wait till they invented television.
Right, they had 11 kids, so there's something happening.
Yeah, when asked
It's
for
on-
comment, he said, mainly I did it to fuck over that Indian guy.
Yeah.
Make him look bad.
Venezuela
Always hated
number
that
one.
jerk.
Venezuela number one.
You keep your call censors. I got something better.
Yeah.
In my pants.
This guy was not firing blanks, that's for sure. He's got 11 kids, 41 grandchildren, as we mentioned, 18 great grandchildren, and 12 great great grandchildren, to which the Indian couple said, fuck you too.
I wonder if Guinness gave him the kiss of death by by prematurely giving him that honor. Is he going to make it to the 27th? I'm just saying he's 112.
Old.
Yeah, he's old. Every day is a miracle for this guy. Is he really going to make it to the 27th?
If it's just to spite that dude in India with the grandkid, yep. I got 41 grandkids and I'm old as hell. Suck it. You know, I don't got food or running water or gasoline for our cars, but you know, I got 41 grandkids.
He was married to his wife for 60 years. And he said after long, hard days of work, he would spend his free time with his family. He loves to be surrounded by family and is just happy to be alive.
I thought you were going to say after a long day of work, he would spend his free time fucking.
Yeah. Well, those days might be long gone by now.
Oh, you know, we know he's Catholic.
It's all in the
Well,
rhythm.
It's the Caribbean rhythm.
Yeah, of course, they always ask you, what's your secret to a long life? Well, it's really good genes. But what he said was it's work hard, rest on holidays, okay, go to bed early, drink a glass of aguardiente every day, which is a very strong kind of moonshine alcohol, love God, and always carry him in your heart. Or make a deal with the devil, maybe.
Oh, did I not mention I was a member of the Church of Satan?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I always
never-
love how all these old guys always like their longevity is based on like smoking cigars and drinking whiskey.
Keith Richards is still alive, right?
Yeah. He looks like he's 112.
Yeah. He's got the record for the oldest looking dude. He said, this guy said that he remembers Keith Richards babysitting him as a child.
At least I look better than that guy.
No Keith Richards.
Muy malo, muy malo.
Yeah. Speaking
Keith
of muy
Richards, that's the
malo, yeah, and the Diabla, Marjorie Taylor Greene joins us back on the podcast. Our old friend and highest rated contributor to the podcast. She always manages to say something that goes a bit beyond everybody else. This time, she's promoting pregnancy as a way to keep that boyfriend, get the right man, and keep your life on the right track. No matter what you do, have that guy to love you and have his baby.
If you want to
So-
trap that man, keep the
Yeah.
baby.
We can make that a slogan somehow. How do you rhyme that with abortion?
She's like having like a hold my beer contest with herself at this point, right? It's like, wait,
Oh, you thought that was insane.
I got another Whopper for you.
Yep.
Having an abortion isn't gonna help you keep your man, and having a baby that's unwanted will. Having an abortion isn't gonna get you the job you wanted. Isn't gonna get you the man you wanted. Of course, it's not. You dumb shit.
But what's going to solve all your life's problems? She says, when you have a baby. But I wouldn't mess with Marjorie Taylor Greene in person. Apparently, she's a really hardcore CrossFit freak. People are saying that between her and her rivalry with Lauren Boebert, yes, two of the more extreme members of the House, that Marjorie Taylor Greene would definitely pound Lauren Boebert and break her neck like a twig before anyone realized what was happening, according to this article.
I'm like, she looks like she'd have man hands.
Yeah.
She does look like she could tear Boebert in two, but Boebert's a gun nut. So
She might be bringing fists to a gunfight.
yeah.
This just sounds like it'd be like some Alex Jones pay-per-view event.
In this corner, weighing 120 pounds.
The MAGA maniac and the QAnon cutie throwing down.
There you go. Apparently, Lauren Boebert doesn't like to be associated with Marjorie Taylor Greene and tries to distance herself from her, even though they're kind of treated together in the media, in the press, as a matched pair. But she's not having it. They were separated at a recent event so that they wouldn't come to blows at a party conference. Another lawmaker had to step in and intervene, according to a report in Politico.
I like how they each think the other one's a jackass, yet they don't see that they're both jackasses.
When you point one finger at me, you're pointing four at yourself.
Was Madison Cawthorn the guy that tried to intervene?
Yeah.
Oh, who cares? That guy's gone.
He did just lose his primary, so he won't be coming back at least for 2022.
Who would have thought a 26-year-old was not mature enough to be a congressman?
You mean a 26-year-old college dropout?
Accused of sexual harassment?
Who would have thought that would end poorly?
What kind of campaign ads did he run that people were like, that guy's a winner?
What kind of campaign ads did the other guy run?
Yeah, how much worse were the other guys? At least we won't have Madison Cawthorn to kick around anymore.
Yeah,
or
it's going to be
around.
a big blow to our podcast. All right. I'm sure we'll have plenty more politicians doing what they do best, embarrassing the rest of us. We'll follow up with more next week. Thanks for listening. Please hit subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
See you next time.